Hello, today I'm going to go over invasive species graphing. We've been talking about invasive species for a little bit, and as a reminder, these are organisms that have come from one environment and are now in a new environment. So they've been transported, and in our cases now, it's usually by human means, because we have a global world, global travel, global trade. And so sometimes these creatures from maybe Asia have come over to North America and have fit into an ecosystem. Now, a lot of these invasive species don't survive in the new ecosystem, but a few of them survive and actually thrive because they don't have any natural predators. And there's some more information down here about invasive species, but what we want to get into is what do we do once we know that there are invasive species? And it talks about some of the techniques and things that would have to happen. But today what we're going to do is graph kind of this timeline of how the invasive species take over an area, eventually reach a carrying capacity, and then what does that mean for management of this invasive species, especially if it is having a major impact on the environment and changing the environment. So there's a few questions down here, and you can kind of look up there to answer those. And then we have our graph on the back, and I've added the axes, so you can use the same axes that I have, time on the bottom, and then area infested on the side here, so the y-axis and the x-axis. And we're going to graph these points. Now, you're just going to go through 0, 0, and then we've got year 1 square kilometer infected. So I'm going to go here is 1 between 0 and 2. And between 0 and 5, 1 is probably about here. So I'll start it off right there. And then I go to the next one, 2 and 2. So 2 there is, and then 3 for a year, and 2.5. So 2.5 is not much higher up, about halfway, right? And you're just gonna keep doing that for all of these. But once you're done, you're gonna see a nice curve and then it levels off. Once you're done though, you're going to write in some of these titles here along that timeline. So visibility, this is just how much they're being noticed, how obvious they are in the environment. And then management is how easy it is to get rid of them at a certain point in this timeline. So let's look at, let's see, we already did this plot at year 3 and 2.5 kilometers squared. So what you're gonna write is next to this plot point is this title, detection. And what they're saying is at this point in the timeline, we can start to see them and they're noticeable in the environment. And you'll do that for each of these 6 points along the curve. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Hope this helps, thanks.